How you doing? It's Bill Stage, and I am with Tracy Zeringer from Beattie Family Dental. How are you, Tracy?
I'm good, Bill. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. We are quarantined here in the basement, and I know you guys have basically shut your doors. Tell us a little bit about some of the precautions you guys are taking there at Beattie Family Dental.
So, normally in a dental office, we follow all universal precautions with our personal protective stuff. We wear masks, gowns, gloves, all that kind of stuff. But in this unique situation that we're in, we really had to almost close our doors, period.
Hmm.
We are still helping existing patients of record in dental emergency type situations. A lot of that's really done via phone triage. We can, with today's technology, take a picture of a tooth and send it in, and doctor can review it. But because of the work that we do being, number one, so close into the patient's environment, we're in your mouth, up close and
Right.
personal. But number two, most of what we do creates an aerosol, which then spreads any germs patients might have, that sort of thing. It's just really making it hard to do business as usual.
Yeah.
So we're following all of the recommendations made by the Iowa Dental Board, the Center for Disease Control, the American Dental Association, and then of course our governors put a lot of that into play too, with non-elective anything until at least April 30th. So
Right.
we're still hopeful at this point we'll be back up and going May 1st, but that's subject to change. Every day we're watching her news conferences daily to look for any changes or
Yeah.
anything she's got that we need to be mindful of.
Yeah, yeah, and it really is a day-to-day basis for everybody these days. You could talking about some of the procedures you guys do, where basically everything you do creates aerosol, and everybody's wearing their protective gear on a day-to-day basis. Gosh, are you taking like any precautions as far as some immunity boosters day to day? Because I would imagine that you guys are susceptible.
We are, and I think part of that is being in the dental field for as long as I have. I feel like I've got probably a pretty good resistance of,
Yeah.
antibodies built up in my system. I don't always get a flu shot every year, which is probably terrible. But, it's just doing what everybody's doing. If you don't need to go out, stay home. If you can work from home, work from home. A
Mhm.
lot more disinfectant of surface countertops. Even here, like I'm at the office today, but even here at the office, if somebody uses a pen, I let them keep it,
Yep.
or I wipe it down immediately. Wiping down things you don't even think of, the doorknob handles, the
Hmm.
toilet flusher, anywhere that patients' hands or my hands could have touched while I'm here in the office. So just being more mindful of that as well.
Yeah. Yep, yeah, it's a new world, that's for sure. Now, Tracy, you mentioned you have been in the dental game for a long time. Tell us a little bit about what got you into this. Oh, first of all, what do you do over there at Beatty Family Dental?
Um, Here I'm the office manager. I started in the back as a dental assistant by trade back in 1992. I
Mm.
graduated high school and didn't really know what I was going to do when I grew up, and saw an opening for an office not too far from my high school and thought, well, I want to do something that's going to help people. So I had applied with them and got the job and have been in dentistry ever since.
That's great. Yeah, that ability to want to help people is definitely something I see from you guys up at there at Beatty Family Dental. You've helped me quite a bit. Dr. Mariana and everybody up there is just fantastic people. What is your favorite thing to do up there at Beatty?
Um, Dr. Mariana's really kind of moved a lot of her training into the sleep area. So the things that we've helped you with,
Hmm.
I recently did some training down in Florida to help learn more of the information that she's learned. And so being able to help people in a little bit different of a mindset. So it's not necessarily dentistry, but patients just like yourself who have sleep apnea.
Hmm.
Um, it's something that's kind of new and exciting for me. I've been in dentistry for a long time, and that,
Sure.
yes, we've implemented any new technology that's come along, but there hasn't really been much new in the way of dentistry for a couple of years. So
Mhm.
this is an exciting venture because it's something new, but yet it can still help patients here in our office.
Yeah, yeah, it is really kind of cool when you think about that. dentistry hasn't changed very much, but you add in these little things like the CPAP alternative that has helped me, and yeah. Is there any kind of technology that you guys have looked at and considered bringing into Beattie? I guess I'm just so focused on dental being dental, and the CPAP is something brand new. Is there
Sure,
anything else?
sure. We've had CAD CAM technology for a long time, so we have the ability to make like a same day crown if you needed it. But other than that, getting that machine, or getting us to do all of that machine can do for us, um, and allowing more same day procedures in that aspect. So like right now, if we were going to make a bridge for somebody to replace a missing tooth, we still do that kind of old fashioned way with an impression, a
Hmm.
temporary, we send it to the lab, we bring you back a few weeks later and seat it in
Yeah,
place. The machine has that capability. We're just working on getting the training and the comfort level to be able to take that to the next level.
sure.
So that's something that's on our radar. We've looked at some laser stuff, but with what it can do, just doesn't seem like it's a good fit right now
Sure.
today for the services that we provide.
Some of the I believe I was one of the first ones to do the impressions for my CPAP alternative. Some really cool technology going on up there at Beattie. But as far as your day to day in the office, what is one piece of software or equipment that you could not live without?
So we switched our platform, how we communicate with our patients. We can do everything, through an app now versus you had to go to a website. And it's made communication with patients so much better and easier. And if you told me that was no longer going to be available, we'd have to go back to the way we did it before. I'd probably be kicking and screaming. So many people in general, text is your primary mode of communicating with people, whether
Hmm.
it's our kids or our parents or whatever it is. And so that's been really seamless for our patients.
Hmm.
We could communicate with them that way before, but it was more of a generic, pre-set up text. And now we can go in and text really in real time. Like if I were to text you Bill Stage, it's the same way here at the office through our app. You get it in
Right.
the same amount of time. You can respond. Another cool feature with that, I've had a couple calls this morning. Oh, our insurance changed. How can I get you that information? Well, you just take a picture and send it to our office phone number,
Hmm.
which is a landline, but I get it as a text. So that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, that's great. As far as like outside of work, what do you do for fun, Tracy?
I have a 16-year-old who normally right now would be involved in baseball.
Mm.
So he's a three-sport athlete. So we spend a lot of time, watching him participate in extracurricular activities, and then really just hanging out with a core group of friends and family. I'm
Hmm.
supposed to be in Punta Cana right now on the beach.
Is that right?
Yes, we were supposed to leave on Saturday, so I'm not very happy that I'm in Iowa where it's going to rain today.
Well, I wish we could
But
get
what are you
one of
doing?
those fake backgrounds, get you some palm trees back there, and make you feel like it at least.
I sat in my hot tub yesterday with the drink in hand, and it was just not the same.
There you go. Well, at least you're trying.
I'm trying.
Tracy, is there anybody that you want to shout out to? Anybody that's done positive around the area that you're aware of? And anybody you want to do a quick shout out for doing something positive?
And I think it's just really kind of in general, but a lot of people know our frontline people, law enforcement, paramedics, EMTs, firemen, but our nurses and doctors. But one person that I know particularly, her name is Sandy Fink, and she owns Stitches by Sandy's, but she's making homemade face masks because at some point in time, we're probably going to be in a shortage somewhere along the lines. We're on the list of, hey, can we get some of these for when we reopen just in case?
Yeah.
But she's doing that out of the kindness of her heart. And I think it's just remarkable. I think her last post on Facebook over the weekend said she'd made over 700. So
Wow.
that's just awesome. And I
That's
know there's
great.
other people in the community doing that as well. But so a huge shout out and thank you to her because that's amazing.
Very cool. Do you have a favorite piece of advice or life hack that you could give to anybody?
Um, laugh, I guess. I don't know what, this is a stressful time for everybody.
Yeah.
I worry about, our kids. Um, my son will tell you he hates school, but school is a way for him to socialize with his friends, and you've taken
Right.
that, that's gone right now, and sports are gone right now, and practice is gone right now, and you just kind of have to sit at home and stare at the four walls in your bedroom.
Yep.
So I worry about their mental peace of mind. So anything that we can do to make light of the situation, even though it's a heavy thing going on right now, or just laugh at yourself, do something silly, post a silly video, I don't know, whatever it is. But without a sense of humor, what else do we have at this point?
I love that. I love that. If I were to do another one of these interviews with a local business, who should I interview next? Who would you like to see on this specific program?
I would say one of the several restaurants that are still open and serving food for takeout or delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, our family ate out regularly before this, and now we're probably down to once a week. And I
Yeah.
don't like to cook, so kudos to everybody that's still providing that service.
Very cool. What's your
I
favorite
mean, I like to
restaurant?
cook, but not every single day.
Right.
You know, our family talked about this a little bit over the weekend, and when we're going to eat out, we're going to support a local business and not a chain per se. So like not an Applebee's or a Chili's or even Texas Roadhouse, but
Yeah.
like we ate at Palmer. We had Palmer Grill food Friday night.
Mm.
We've talked about Tangled. We've talked about the Barrel House. So places that are more of a community base
Hmm.
that's going to help our community versus a chain restaurant. But we do that when we travel as well. When we're out of town, we don't want to go to a chain restaurant. We'd rather go to something that's more of a local, because you can get chain food in any town you go to.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, very cool, Tracy. I appreciate you having the patience with our little technological bump at the beginning of this. But is there anything else that we could talk about, Beattie, before we wrap things up here?
We are excited to be reopened and seeing our patients. We're a staff of 13, and we spend more time, just like most people do, I'm sure, with our coworkers than we do our own family. And we really miss each other.
Mm, yeah.
you know, we're a close knit group. There's 12 women and one guy, poor guy. So we're a close group of women. We're a sisterhood. And so not getting to see our coworkers day in and day out has been probably, aside from the ability to not help our patients like we normally would, but
Mhm.
that's been really hard.
Yeah.
So that's certainly something we're looking forward to.
Well, that's great. Tracy, I want to thank you and everybody up there for all you've done for me with my Invisalign and my and my CPAP alternative. You guys are fantastic. And I can't wait till you're open for business again and we can get up there and see you guys one more time.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Bill.
All right. Thanks, Tracy.